welcome back to another episode of Stories from the Dirt. Today we have Jillian and Daisy, and hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hi.
Kara's here as our co-host as usual. Sorry, Kara, I didn't
It's fine.
say your name.
It's okay.
I am late. Everybody on here knows that I was late, and so I'm just a little frazzled, but I'm getting there.
Totally fine.
Yeah. So Jill and Daisy, you guys are competing together this year, but for the Rebel. But there's a lot that goes into the two of you ladies. Give us a little intro on yourselves.
Yeah. Jill, you can go first. I'll pick you. Oh, or Daisy. You go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead. Daisy and I have known each other for a number of years now. We are local-ish to each other. So we've met a few times over the years at meetups, different kind of overland events and things like that. And it just kind of grew into a friendship. I think we became friends on Facebook, started following each other's pages. I started following her Spartan Overland. And then we had an opportunity to do a off-road competition here in North Carolina together, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. We were the only women, the only team, and then our relationship just kind of grew from there, and we've done a couple other rallies over the years as well.
Nice. Yeah, you guys win the Artemis Rally, right? Have you won it every year?
Yeah.
Twice. Okay.
Twice. Well, it's been, twice.
And it's only been going on twice.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
So just so you know, it was on my list and I was coming to take you down, but I'm not sure the dates are going to work out for me this year, sadly. So maybe we'll see.
Are y'all planning to do it this year too?
No, actually, I think Jill and I both agreed that we want to dedicate everything we've got to the Rebel. So putting the Artemis a little bit before that would just interrupt some of those plans we have. So we're going to miss out on Artemis this year to do Rebel instead.
Give somebody else a chance to win.
So you have a chance to beat us, next year.
So you're just going to go, you're going to win the rally. You're the Rebel. That's what your goal is this year. Got it.
There you go.
There you go.
Big goals.
Yeah.
I will see you on that course. So
yeah.
Be
Daisy,
gentle.
tell us a little about you.
Gentle.
I don't there's not a whole lot to tell. I kind of like what Jillian said. I competed in the 24 hours URI first with my husband. I was the only female competitor. And then the following year, Jillian and I matched up to be the only female team. I kind of caught the bug after that first 24 hours URI. I really enjoyed the competition and kind of pushing me out of the comfort zone and the opportunities and learning and pushing what I didn't think I could do. So that was really cool. I love being outside. I do a lot of backpacking, and we, of course, do Spartan Overland. So we travel all over the East Coast, living out of the truck and finding what we can get into.
That's awesome.
Nice.
What exactly is the Artemis Rally for those who haven't watched and don't know?
So it's like a very tiny baby version of the Rebel in sorts, in the way that it is all female, and similarly, it is because where the Rebel hones in on navigation, Artemis kind of focuses on adventure and different skill sets. So navigation is not as important. Yes, it is a part of it, but you have like electronic devices and things of that. You can choose whatever navigation device you would like to utilize.
Praise the Lord.
What sets it apart and makes it cool, in my opinion, one of the reasons why I love it is because of all the other things. So you have teamwork and time management is huge, but there's shooting competition, there's canoeing and hiking and just all sorts of different, it's testing you in all sorts of different fronts, all these different skill sets and things that I know a lot of the teams had never even done. So watching those chicks come out and do these things they'd never even touched was really, really cool. But it tests you in all sorts of different tasks rather than focusing on,
Yeah, instead of focusing on the waypoints and the navigation, you do have, when you get to these waypoints, it's a choose your own adventure is kind of how I like to describe it. When you get to those waypoints, there may be a task that you have to complete. It may be something as simple as taking a photo of a statue, or it may be a 2-mile hike. So when you are determining your own adventure, you have to take that into account. Are these tasks that you want to, do, or is it something that and it might be a different point value. So you have to balance out the task, the points, the time it would take, and whether or not it was something you really you want to do. I think the first year there was a zip lining challenge, so you have to if that's something you want to do, then do it. If it's something that scares you and you want to spend your time doing another thing, then you can. So it
kind of
allows
sounds like
you
the Amazing Race-ish.
a little bit. So
It is
Yeah.
really cool.
yeah, it's a
Because
lot
you
of
have
fun.
to, like she said, you have to pick. Because like
Right.
the zip line that year, they don't make it exclusive to Artemis, so that there's the general publics there too. So
The
in
line.
choosing those waypoints that day, yeah, you're factoring in what is that wait line going to be? How long is it going to take to go through the undoubtable necessary training to do the zip line? Like there's a lot of, you have to think about, and the hikes, like, okay, well, we live here, we know all these hikes, and we're like, okay, well, I've done that hike and I know I can do it on a regular day in about an hour. Today we're hoofing it, we can probably cut it down to 40 minutes. So you really have to factor in all of those times because each night has a dead cutoff. And if you're not there on time, you lose a significant amount of points. So it's very important to have time management in the Artemis Rally.
And that's
That's
the other thing
awesome.
about the base camps. You get to base camp and your camp's already set up. You just have to bring your bedding in, which is awesome. And then yeah, and then this past year, and I believe they have it planned for this year as well. They have a traveling chef who has a trailer that he cooks out of, and the food, and they treat you, and then it's
I
like
feel like I
commercial.
chose wrong the first time.
It's
Just kidding. Just
and
kidding, Emily. Just kidding.
you get daily gifts, right?
yes,
Yes, you get little gifts each day. Yes.
Do you have to
Yeah,
pay
Yours
for
is-
them?
no,
I mean, you pay your admission,
Morning.
and then
Yeah.
every
Okay.
day of the, it's all there now.
but
So you get like a notebook, or you get like some cool all-weather socks. It's things you can use during the competition, so it's pretty cool.
and the admission this year is ridiculously low. Was it like $2,500 for a team?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right. He worked really hard to
I
get
think
the
it bumped if you
admission.
didn't catch the window though, but it only bumped by a little bit.
Yeah, he
Oh,
worked really hard to
probably
get the
then.
admission low. The organizers of the Artemis Overlander project really want it to be accessible for women who want to do it. So they've worked really hard to get that admission low. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
I'm
heard that you have to
so
have
sad.
like a canoe or something on the top of your vehicle.
He actually changed that this year. Yes, you do have to have a canoe on top of your vehicle. It's part of the requirement. But he provides those canoes now. The first year
Okay.
you could bring your own. He only had a few to donate, but this year they're
BYOC.
provided. But what he did change, because he's gotten a lot of feedback, and a lot of the girls really hate the canoes. So he's making them more optional. The past, it's been pretty mandatory that you participate in certain canoe activities. Now he's making it optional. However, if you choose not to participate, just like all the other waypoints, you don't get those points. So it's your call. It's your race. You decide how you want to do it.
Well, this is awesome. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, Cara, so this year, the Overlander Project, John and Jess, they're the two responsible for the Artemis Rally. They brought out the duo rally. So you can do, it sounds like, I haven't talked to them yet, but it sounds like the same format as the Artemis Rally, but
For
it's
spouses
male,
and
female.
stuff.
Yes.
Whoever you want to be your partner. Whereas Artemis is exclusive
Right.
females, the duo opens it up. It can be females, but it can be anybody you want. You can pick your husband, your buddy.
What is it called? The
That
duo?
is the duo rally.
The duo rally.
On the Overlander Project. Get off your computer and participate with us.
I'm here. I'm here.
I see her.
She
I
is
just have another
very
tab
true.
open. It's fine.
Tell me the dates then, Cara.
I don't know. I'm looking. You yelled at me before I could pull it up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I know the Artemis
okay.
Rally is typically the first weekend in June, and I believe that is the same for this year.
Is this all in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Well, the Artemis branches a little bit into Tennessee.
Oh,
Last year
there it
he was stretching it
Right.
out, so it's starting to cover more and more of the East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. While she's doing that, so what is Spartan Overland, Daisy?
Spartan Overland is a passion project for myself and my husband.
Okay.
We kind of dove headfirst into off-roading and camping, and then that trendy word overland showed up, and we were like, what is that? So we dug more into that. It's something we both love. We were both doing anyway, and one day we decided to start filming. I couldn't even tell you the real reason why, but we just kind of stuck with it from there, and it's really just us documenting our adventures. But it's kind of grown to be not only overlanding now. It's obviously like the competitions that I'm running. We built both of our rigs predominantly. We don't usually branch out unless we get in over our heads. So it's that work that we do. It's our honest opinions. It's things we've learned along the way. We show you the poor man's way of doing it. You can learn from our mistakes.
Is it a YouTube channel?
Yes, ma'am.
Or okay.
And we have an Instagram as well, so it's both.
Okay.
And what kind of vehicles do you drive?
I have an 07 Wrangler, and my husband has an 2016 Toyota Tacoma. Wow. Both are pretty heavily built out at this point.
Yeah. It's a house divided in that world.
It's funny, that's what my husband calls it, the house divided.
Yeah, y'all are showing off everything.
I like all, like we have an ongoing joke in here, but I like all rigs. I think, like, I love driving the truck. It's incredible. I adore my Jeep. It fits me, and the truck fits him. When we go out with such an array of vehicles, and they're all really cool. It's really just what you want out of them, right?
And it's also fun to see other vehicles' capabilities, whereas you think it might struggle and it may do better than what you imagine. So it's really neat to see how things work. And it always provides a little bit of an
that big old double cab long bed goes everywhere that little Wrangler goes, so you can't tell him nothing.
And just to recap, the Duo Rally Summit to Sea is February the 27th to March 2nd. So that's during the Barlow training. So now you built me up to just bring me down. So here I am.
That's right. I knew that the dates didn't work for me, but I couldn't remember why
you're
they
working
didn't
for
work
me?
for me.
I'm doing the same training as you, ding dong.
I know. Okay, and then Jill, you have Apex Overland. Tell us what that is.
Yes, so Apex Overland is a business my husband and I started actually almost 10 years ago. Back before Overland was a word, and when we named it Apex Overland, all of our family were like, "What are you doing? What does that mean?" But we were out and about. We were doing it. We were camping. We were traveling in our vehicles. We had a Toyota Tundra and then a Toyota 4Runner, and we were building it out in my husband is a former Toyota Master Tech, so he has a lot of mechanical knowledge in that regard. And so people started coming to us for advice on how to build their rigs for overlanding. And we were like, well, this is how we would do it. This is what works for us. This is what might work for you. And then we figured out a way to turn it into a business, and it grew from there.
Awesome.
And don't cut yourself short. You know how to work on a vehicle.
I do now. I've learned
a
lot. Like I said, we started this business almost 10 years ago, and it started out, I was helping him with the marketing and the fun stuff and the behind the scenes. But we started really documenting our everything, and I was shadowing my husband in the shop to learn. And so I was turning the wrenches myself, and I've always been kind of a gearhead, so I was always very interested in it. But I learned the mechanics, and now I am the project manager. So if you called Apex Overland and you need help with your build, I'm the one that's going to walk you through all of that from start to finish, everything from the ground up: wheels, tires, suspension, armor, to the fun stuff, the cooking, the drawer systems, the rooftop tents. And we plan out your whole build, and then we bring you in, and then my husband oversees the install shop and where it actually gets put onto the vehicle.
That's awesome. That sounds like so much fun.
It really is. It's definitely, it brings us a lot of joy because, like I said, we're out here doing it. So when we can bring other people into this type of lifestyle, it really gives us a lot of pride in our work and makes it worth it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's super cool. Okay, and then so now you two are coming together this year for the Rebelle, which I know, tough subject maybe to talk about, but Daisy, you were not Jill's original teammate, so we must discuss Kat briefly, if not at length. So sadly, Kat, this is my understanding, Jill and Kat were set to participate in the 2024 rally, and then Kat found cancer.
Yes.
And so I'm guessing that since Daisy is here, that means Kat is not attempting to participate in the 2025 rally.
That's correct. Kat is taking some time to focus on treatment and recovery, and she didn't want me to be in a holding pattern waiting for her. She wanted to be able to focus on getting better and let me focus on my rally for this year. And we came to an agreement that was okay. We're going to work on this. And then when she gets to a point where she can rally, then me and her will do the rally again. That's the plan.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Good. Glad to hear it. I wasn't exactly sure what the situation was. I hadn't heard an update in a while, so that's good. That sounds
we
like
love
best case scenario. Yes.
Yeah, she'll be with us. She's going to be our biggest cheerleader, our loudest cheerleader from here in North Carolina. But we'll carry it. We'll carry her with us, as I know all of you guys carried us with you in the 2024. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's great that you and Daisy already have a nice like teamship that's a nice natural fit there.
Yeah, it's hard to stick someone in. All right, so Daisy, are you navigating, or are you going to be? How is this going to go down?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely not. Jillian is the best navigator I have ever seen in my life. That is her spot. So I'm going to be driving and she'll be navigating.
Yeah, Daisy and I, over the years, we've swapped roles a lot. We try to be able to support each other. If she's having a rough day or if I'm having a rough day, we pick each other up. So we're going to train and understand both roles. But I think Artemis last year kind of, really showed us where we fit together as a team. And navigation, I mean, I like the puzzle. I like the mind work. So
It's crazy good.
Excellent.
I'm going to ask her that on day 6. Be like, so checking in with you. How you liking that navigation? Especially after were y'all on the meeting with Emily and the other group with the whole the intro to the how to rebel thing just the other night?
yes.
Where she was just like, maybe a rumor of an extra stage or leg day. And I was like, oh, we're gonna be tired.
Yeah. I missed the call, but my phone, when I got back into my phone later that evening, it was just blowing up. So I did not miss the information, but I did miss the call. You guys have any like training scheduled? Are we going to see you in Glamis this year or?
So getting out west is I did a lot of training last year. And
Yes.
it took a toll on me, physically and also in my business, because I am the forefront, the one answering the phones. I don't think I can really afford that much time off again this year.
It's
So
a
I think
haul coming from the East Coast.
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's solid driving. It took me 3.5 days just to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And so Daisy and I we're aligning our schedules, and we're going to spend as much time together as possible, because I feel like teamwork is going to, the foundation of teamwork is going to be where we, shine. And so I think we're really going to focus on that more than trying to get out west this year.
Nice.
And I'm hoping Mandy and them. I have a full-time job outside of this wonderful world, and I can't afford all of the time off for the rally plus additional that much. So again, with the constraints of time off and such, I'm working with Jillian a lot, and I'm taking several map classes. We're doing a lot of things, but we're doing it here rather than there, just because that's the best use of our time that we have.
Yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, I'm a disaster today. I have a notebook with my fast money questions in it.
She keeps all of the things.
I do. I keep notes on everything.
She's the executive behind us.
The executive.
Yeah.
The control freak she means.
What do y'all nervous? So with Jillian, with you doing some of the rally, are you nervous about anything? Because you've done kind of more of, and I'm assuming, Daisy, correct me if I'm wrong, Jillian, since you've been around Rebel girls and that kind of stuff, you know more of like that type of training and stuff. So is there anything that like you're really going to focus on besides obviously the navigation, because everybody focuses on that? But
that's a good question. I think right now what's got me the most, I wouldn't say nervous, just excited, where I'm putting the most of my energy, is sharing what I've learned over the last year with Daisy. Translating that in a way. Yeah, it's kind of downloading everything I've learned and trying to translate it in a way that makes sense here on the East Coast. And so that we can get out in the field and say, okay, I learned this and this, in this when it comes to navigating and how to orient yourself in the world. And then, the other thing I'm excited to introduce to Daisy that I'm not sure she's got a good handle or seen yet is the enduros.
Those are I love those so much. So me and Danielle, we switched, so she was my navigator and I was the driver. But during the enduros, she drove and I navigated, and I did all of the calculations and stuff. And it gave us a break. It gave her a break of like not looking at a map, or, if she needed if on a long distance, enduro, she, sometimes she would still navigate so that way she could plot and have the time. But
yeah. I like the enduros. I like the instant gratification of if you're on point or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm excited to share that and try to figure out ways to practice that here with Daisy. But yeah.
I recommend also, if y'all have not heard of the Nomad Overland Adventure, it's a really long word, Nomad Overland Adventure Virtual Rally. I don't know but look that up. That's something that you can do. It's all on your own, and she'll do like map navigation, and she sends all the stuff out to you. So that's something that y'all could do there together. That would be kind of fun. And it's before the rally. It's actually in the summer. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Do you have the Rally Navigator program to make your own enduros?
I
Jill,
have not
Daisy?
played with that, but I have intentions to. Yes.
Yeah, do that. Once the learning curve is there, but once you figure it out, you can make enduros that you guys can do like
Local.
wherever. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's easy to practice. Easy. Once you understand the software.
Daisy, what about you? Are you nervous about anything in particular?
I do this thing where I
Jordan's laughing.
I don't get fired up about it. I'm just like, this is the thing we're gonna do, so let's go do it. Now the day we get there and it's time to happen, I'm gonna be real quiet. And that's because I am shaking in my boots. But we shake it off pretty quickly. I don't know. I know if I think about it too much, I'll psych myself out, so I don't.
Yeah.
Just know the task.
You delay until you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
What vehicle are y'all taking?
Easy. Oh, right.
We are going to take the Forerunner, the Apex Forerunner.
Question.
That's the plan.
Oh, okay.
The Warthog? Do you call that one the Warthog?
The Warthog, yes. The one I had out, I took it out west in September. I took it to Glamis, and then I had it in Sand Mountain. I am doing. He is going on a little diet, so we're ditching some weight off the back. Because I learned, and I knew he was heavy. I knew, but in the sand, I was like, yeah, we're gonna lose some pounds because.
So you're going from Puma to Timon, is what I'm hearing. Got it.
Yeah, we were out at where did we go? Was it Sand Mountain? For Nina's training, you were out there, Jill.
Yeah, Sand Mountain.
Yeah.
Jealous of that.
Warthog got around.
You did good.
Just fine. Yeah.
You did good, but getting a little bit off the back end, I think will help.
It'll definitely help. Yeah, there were a few times we were like, oh, she don't got that. Oh, she does got that. Okay. You go, girl.
Jill's got some skinny pedal in her foot.
Oh, yeah.
So the Warthog is the vehicle that I learned to drive off-roaded. So I know it the best. I have other vehicles. I have a Sequoia as well that I considered taking in the rally, but the Warthog is what I learned to drive off-road in. I think also it's what's going to just be the most versatile vehicle for this rally. So yeah.
Did you find your notebook over there? I saw you digging while I was stalling.
I did. I found it. Okay. I was going to say, I'm more like you, Daisy, where I try not to let the gravity of what's happening like sink in too much. And I'm just like, this is a thing that I do. Again, Cara and I have this long standing debate. Is the rally life-changing or is it not? I think it is not because it's just a thing that I do, right? More like you. And then, so.
I think it is because it changed my life.
On the starting line of my first day, we're in the car and we're like, oh my God, this is it. I just had to scream. Ah! Okay. I was like, okay, whew, I feel better now. I was like, oh my God, in a minute we're going to leave the starting line, and whether we make it to the end of the day or not is in my hands as I look at this map. I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot of responsibility. But yeah, no, I think that's a good attitude. It's just another thing.
So do y'all have do y'all have goals that y'all have come up together with? Like anything that y'all
they're used to winning.
I know. So are y'all going to go? I need to know if y'all are on my radar for the top 10. I'm going to be writing your name down. Watch them.
I don't know. I think we're going to go into it with the same mentality went into it with the first artist rally, which was I'm pretty sure for both of us, was we just really want to do good. Want to complete it.
Yeah.
I want to do good, and I want to learn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great goal.
And then, so Jill, you were navigating.
I
right?
navigated this. So the first year of the Artemis, I drove and Daisy navigated. The second year, Daisy drove and I navigated.
And then for the Rebelle, you're navigating.
Yes.
But you're driving your vehicle.
Yes.
Okay. And how is that going to work out?
You see the challenge there?
Yeah. Well, this last year we took my Tacoma, but I'm the navigator and my friend Liz drove.
Yeah,
I wanted the challenge for us, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead, Jill. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was curious about your input on that, Avis, because I was aware that you took your Tacoma, but you were in the passenger, in the navigator seat. So I was curious of your input on that.
Well, I'm not very sentimentally attached to my vehicles. Like, very few of them actually get a name. So for me, it was just a tool, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it was, and that's how I thought of it. It's just a tool. And so I think if that's the attitude that you have, right? Like, it's just a tool. And Liz at first
Daisy doesn't have that attitude, I don't feel like.
That Forerunner is part of her family.
If we would hit a bush or something, she would like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Or if we would hit a bump that she didn't see, she would be like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, all right, look, like, rule 1, don't say you're sorry, because did you do it on purpose? No. Like, nobody does that stuff on purpose, right? Daisy is going to drive the vehicle like it's a tool. And if she's thinking that she's going to baby it because it's, quote, Jill's baby, like, you guys aren't going to be able to be as competitive as you need to be, right? Mm-hmm. It just needs to be a tool, Daisy. It's just a tool that Jill has provided.
She can take
just
the
like any other
like,
tool.
Hang it somewhere, and that can still be the baby, right? But just drive it. Like it's fine.
Well, listen,
I love the Forerunner too, but I will tell you, sorry, Jill, I will tell you, I was in that Forerunner when she drove it through a trail locally during the Artemis rally. I feel like my threshold's pretty high.
Right.
She's been there. She's seen what I put it through, and I think, I think she'll be a little easier on it than I am. But it was purpose built. This is what it was built for. So it is a tool, and it's a good way to look at it. And you know what? If something is screwed up or messes up on it, then it's opportunity for improvement. I just get a new bumper out of it or something.
She knows the guy. You know?
I know a guy.
Exactly.
Honestly, the biggest challenge I think for us with that vehicle, her Forerunner, is, remember, I drive a Jeep, a Jeep Wrangler. That is, yes, she's built out. She is not even a fraction of the weight or size of that Forerunner. So it's just like, and I drive my husband's truck, but predominantly I drive the Jeep. So that's kind of a challenge for me, is getting more into that Toyota mindset, because it's all different. It completely drives different, feels different. Everything's different. So
well, you're only an hour away from each other. Have y'all thought about maybe swapping vehicles for a little bit? Just to
There's no way Jill's going to drive a Jeep. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's got some real feelings there.
She worked in my Jeep garage while out here on her Toyota. It was great, because I was like, yes, we own Jeeps. Come on, you can work on your Toyota in here. That's fine. That's what this for.
Fantastic.
Yes. My second year teammate taught me a phrase. Brand loyalty is the cancer of off-roading. Yeah. You have to be open. Like, we have a Ram, we have a couple Jeeps, we have the Tacoma, we have a GMC. I mean, like, every particular vehicle serves a purpose, right? Like,
oh, we're just picking. You calm down. Karen.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm I love all of them.
Yeah, I'm a Toyota girl, and that's my preference, but I love it. I'll work on anything. I'll drive anything. And I mentioned my husband earlier. He just bought a Chevy, Like he's driving, his daily is a Chevy right now. It's the wildest thing in my household. People are looking at him like, you okay? But he's loving that truck. And it does
I mean, we had Nicole
phenomenal
on here,
off-road.
and I was like, I'll drive a Toyota, put that total chaos, suspension. I'll drive next person. We had a Suzuki girl. I was like, I want a Suzuki. Like, I'm going to end up having one of every vehicle. So I'm not loyal to a Jeep. I just know that it is pretty dang capable. So
Yeah. I'm loyal to the keys I have in my hand that go to the vehicle in the driveway.
if it's a motorcycle, how's that going to go down for you?
I mean, I have one of those too, but I just prefer 4 wheels because I don't like to break bones.
Yeah.
Just keep
bones
it
are
upright.
important. I like them to be intact.
So,
I'm a short girl, Daisy, if you didn't know.
I'm 5'1" on a good day, so
she makes up
You're
for
a
it.
little shorter than me, but only a little.
She makes up for it in attitude. She got big attitude coming from. So Jillian, what year is your Toyota?
I know. Was she talking about me or you?
Okay,
No.
so what suspension do you have in it now?
It is running a Radflow with total chaos, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love total chaos.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It makes me, I'm not kidding, want a Toyota. And I really don't want a Toyota. So
you wait. I mean, you saw mine in your driveway when I was tearing it apart, but you haven't seen mine off road. I'll make you want one even more.
I rode. I did the hot lap. Yeah. I rode. I don't even know what kind of.
Oh yeah, you rode with Nicole.
Be jumping things.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and then it's like taking corners on the two. Like I swear it was on those two wheels, but it wasn't. Apparently, all 4 were down. I don't know. I don't know how that voodoo works, but yeah, I was just curious because a Jeep is really like our Jeep is really good. Like our vehicle is really capable or whatever, but the suspension, anything you can do for the Navigator and that suspension, that's it. I mean, that's where you need to put all your money in. Like, yeah, you need to train and learn all about the plotting of the waypoints and things, but that suspension, if you can't put a dot on a piece of paper because it's so bad, it won't matter if you know where you're at.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's got a pretty good
Some
suspension.
of those roads this year.
They were bad.
They were really bad.
I don't know. I can't have nothing to compare it to, but I know they were like we had our everything dialed down, and it was like we had our drawer system in the back. I think was coming out like there were screws stripped, and Avis that has my Jeep and has been sending me pictures of something loose daily, so it's fine. It's fine. It's a Jeep.
I only have it until tonight, and then it's back in Matt's control.
Oh, he's got the tool. He didn't really pack much of anything because he's like, I know I have tools in there, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna need to go and like we paint marked everything. That's another thing, Jill, you need to do, like go through and like paint mark everything. Yeah, and that way you can just like do a check and see. Yep, that's loose. That's loose.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, that reminds me, we had the Tacoma out the other day. We were off in a dirt road headed to a hiking trail, and I was like, oh. We probably can't even change a spare because I'm pretty sure my wrench is laying in the garage floor. I haven't repacked it since I cleaned it from the rally. Yeah, I need to do that.
I told Matt it's a hot mess. I said it's a hot mess.
Oh, your Jeep is a hot mess.
I know.
I took some food trash out of it for you.
Oh, did you? So Matt, Danielle, I love you if you're watching this. But Matt was like, I'm not going to take any cold. Like he's going to sleep in our ground tent. And we had the 2 Born, the bed systems that have like all the blankets and everything. And he's like, it's in the teens there. That's one of the reasons why I didn't go to Utah, for being real, because I'm not Elsa. The cold bothered me. So anyways, so Matt, he was like, I'll just use Danielle's blanket and your blanket. I'm like, she sweats like a lot more than me. And I was like, that's been rolled up in my Jeep. And he's like, oh, you're right.
Oh, I'll just wash it for him. If he'll bring it out, I'll wash it tomorrow.
Just tell him. Bless him.
Oh, yeah. No, we can wash all that. I would have before if I had known.
Oh, yeah, anyway. It's fine. Fast money questions. You got them?
Oh, we're doing that now?
On betting, what's the trick to a good night's sleep in the Rebelle?
Oh, you have to pay for that. Like as much, like the best bedding that you can, like if you can fit it, make room. That matters. So we did the Born Badger bed system. So it's like a fully like It's big, and but it's a roll, and it has the mattress that you inflate, and it also has the bedding, and it has the hot click, like it's like a down blanket, or you can do like a synthetic, and then you can do microfiber, or you can do like a warming. It's the Born system is what it is. That
Okay.
the Badger bed that wear it.
I have it's foam plus air mattress, and it's self-inflating, so it just you unroll it and it fills with air. It's like, I don't know, 2.5 inches thick. For me, the key is I bring 2 full-size bed pillows because it's whatever you need for comfort. Like
Yeah.
for me, if I have bad pillows, it's a bad night's sleep. And then I have the North Face One bag, which is like 3 different layers, so you can figure out what temperature you want by how many layers you use. And then I also take a Rumpel that I stuff inside on the super cold nights.
We had rumples too. Also, like
Yeah.
your tent, make sure like it had like at the base, you know, where it's got like the skirt kind of where it doesn't like let dirt and stuff in. Make sure it goes up as high as you can get it, because sometimes that sand, like there was a windstorm one night at Glamis, and like there was like little dunes being formed in our tent because the sand had kind of flown in and under, and it was just like, and I slept that night in my sand goggles. Actually, that may have been Johnson Valley, but anyways, I slept in my sand goggles that night because it was just so bad. It was real bad.
Yeah, I slept with my head in the covers. We have one of those Quechua.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
get
how
so
to say
pissed
it.
off at that thing.
The pop,
Couldn't do it.
twisty.
Yeah, the one
poppy.
that's yeah. And so you can't close the windows in that. There's parts of it that are always mesh, and it just is horrible. Like the sand literally was just blowing in the tent, almost as if you were outside.
Could
There
not
were
handle, like I would be going
no,
crazy.
Yeah,
there were
Kat and I
sand
had one
piles.
of those, and we slept in that when we.
You did that. You did it when at our training.
Yeah, and we climbed out of that thing. We're like, this is not the tent for the rally. This is not the
Well,
one.
I've done 3 years in that tent in the rally, and this last year was the only year that I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna need a new tent."
And make sure you get the stakes that you can drill down in, because if we didn't have those, if you didn't have those at Dumont Dunes, that ground was hard where they put our tents. And so if we didn't have those drilled in stakes, that would have, there's people out there with sledgehammers that weren't getting nowhere.
I don't stake my tents down.
Oh, go you. I do.
No.
I can't handle
pop
that
it up.
flapping.
Well, the question is like you staking them down doesn't keep them any quieter.
No.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't keep them any sand free either. I ain't using that tent.
I just put heavy stuff in the corners.
No, I'm heavier than you, and I still stake it down.
Avis, I think you came in the second day of Sand Mountain. The first night that I camped out there, the wind was horrendous, and I had borrowed my husband's 4-person, kind of like a gazelle, one of those hub tents, and
Oh yeah.
I ended up having to get up in the middle of the night and tie it off to the Forerunner because the wind was like moving me down through the dune.
That's crazy.
No, yeah, you're right. We didn't. Tara Lynn and I came out a little the next morning.
Yeah, that first night was brutal. Like I said, I had to tie it off to the truck to keep from blowing away.
I did take a sound machine too, like a little sound machine that I put underneath my pillow for brown noise.
Smart. I'm gonna need that because I'm very addicted to my AirPods at night. So I'm gonna need
an
the
eye
sound
mask.
machine.
An eye mask. I have a blackout eye mask that I wear, and because we were right underneath that huge light, and so it was really bright. I mean, once you go to sleep, you don't really bother, but if you wake up and it's there, and so like wear that.
That's smart.
Liz last year had an eye mask that had built-in white noise or brown noise. It had like 15 different noises you could choose from, but it was so loud that I could also hear it, which wasn't because we shared a tent, so it wasn't like a problem. But I'm just saying it was nice because I got the benefit of the sound machine while she was wearing it.
Are y'all sharing a tent, or y'all gonna do separate?
Me?
We haven't talked about it, but I think we'll probably try to keep it simple as much as possible. I have some options for different tents. And so we'll figure that out. But I definitely wanted input on getting a good night's sleep to make sure that what we have is going to work.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Even Danielle towards the end of the rally, the last marathon stage going into Johnson Valley at the end there, where we were in the Shitty Dune area camping out, she got a horrible night's sleep there, and that's the day before the last day. And so I think that definitely played a factor into some of the decisions that we made. But if you don't get a good night's sleep, toward the end of the rally, you're exhausted anyways, and you're not being able to see the map. And if you don't get a good night's sleep, and I slept in the Jeep every time we did like a self camp marathon night. I just slept in the front seat of the Jeep. It was great. I'm not kidding. I didn't have any wind. There was no wind blowing me. Like, there was nothing. I slept really good. There were some people that were ate up by ants. Be prepared.
No.
Y'all come on.
We're coming.
Okay.
She's coming for you, Cara.
I want to know, are y'all going to hit after Rookie of the Year? Is that are y'all going to try? You're looking at that?
Yeah. I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, I think we're just going to try to do our best and make the most of the experience.
Okay, you can tell me later.
Do well.
You don't have to.
So
I'm excited to see
what
them.
else? Huh?
I'm excited to see them.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. All right. We're gonna do the fast money. So you need to do it one at a time. But the problem is you're both gonna hear the questions. So
why don't one of them take their headphones out and we can point to them?
No, that messes stuff up. We tried that
Lord.
before.
Okay.
And the headphones get all weird. All right. Well, since there's two of you, you just both answer. But you can't.
It's semi-fast money.
Jill answers first, then Daisy answers. Got it?
Okay.
All right. I call this fast money. I used to set a 1 minute timer, but it's sort of evolving, and there's two of you, so that's not going to work. But there's no money involved.
Yeah.
Okay. First car that was ever really yours.
A 1990 Honda Accord.
1998 Talon Eagle TSI.
What the heck is that?
I think there's an age gap there. Rock crawling or desert running?
Rock crawling.
Rock crawling all day.
Yeah, girl.
Oceans or lakes?
Oceans. Oh,
that's fine. That's fine.
What is the best sandwich?
Turkey.
Italian sub. Can I say that?
Yes.
Yeah, you from North Carolina. You don't have that much options there. It's fine.
Hamburger or sushi?
Sushi.
Ooh. Hamburger with cheese and pickles.
Turkey girl.
Nice. What's your favorite state?
North Carolina.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Checkers or chess?
Checkers.
What's your favorite band?
Oh, no. I can't do that.
You have to. You have to.
I have so many.
If you're going on if you were going to go to an island somewhere and you didn't know, like, you got to choose one band that was going to be there with you.
Well, that's different. Oh,
yeah. I mean, the buzzer has gone off.
This is semi-fast money.
Over.
You're not going to get to go on a band. You're out. Daisy, go.
Music is therapy. I can't narrow it down. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I love literally every genre, literally every sound. I can't narrow it down.
I can't.
Every sound?
Like, if I had to pick one, I would say Pink, and that's not even a band. I just think she's cool to hang out with on an island. So.
Okay, right, that's why I was like, if we're gonna hang out with somebody, that's gonna be a totally different thing than just listening to them.
Cool, so.
I was trying to help you narrow it down.
I can't do it. I just love music. I mean, my favorite genre would be like would be rock and roll, but like I cannot narrow it down to like my favorite band. That's impossible.
All right, fine. Let me get your first reaction to the band I'm gonna say. Nickelback.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew you were going to say that.
I think that's a bad way to spend the dime.
Well, they're so polarizing. Yes. But Rob loves Nickelback, and we took a long car trip recently, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to start saying I like Nickelback because I know like every word to every song because he listens to it so often. So
They're very
confessions,
sing-alongy.
I like Nickelback. What'd you say?
I said it's very sing-alongy. Like, you can't get
Yeah.
mad at
It
it.
is. It is. I mean, some of the songs, I'm like, yeah, he's not wrong.
She's like, that kind of hits. I like it. No.
Exactly.
Oh, they're crazy. I'm not that much of a Nickelback fan.
Yeah, most people are not, but Rob really loves Nickelback, and so because of that, I'm well informed of the Nickelback.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should start asking instead of favorite band. Do you like Nickelback?
Yeah. Favorite band, that's impossible. I can't.
Maybe favorite genre.
Genre. Maybe.
Or maybe just
How's the
say
weather in the
who are you listening to right now? That might be a better, because like my music tastes change, and they it changes day to day. So
Who are you listening to
Well,
right
it
now,
depends on my
Jillian?
mood.
I'm listening to a lot of my playlist right now. Currently has a lot of Bad Omens, Bring Me the Horizon, and a little mix of Halsey.
I know Halsey. That's one of three. Daisy, what about you?
Shaman's Harvest, 3 Days Grace, and then anything that comes on. I tell you, I'm not loyal to anyone. I love them all.
Do you listen to the radio or do you listen to a paid?
Spotify, but if you
Okay.
hit
Well, you said
DJ,
whatever
it's
comes
just gonna.
on. I'm like, are we listening to a radio?
They're gonna throw.
What
The
radio
DJ
is
You
it?
hit DJ mode, it will throw
Yeah.
you all sorts of stuff, and
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
just kind of. And
Spotify
Spotify, they
has
have a
DJ
DJ
mode.
setting,
I like how
and so
you're
it'll.
doing this, but I've
like,
never.
I know they gotta like, you know.
She was
It
practicing
has a
her
little
DJ.
icon, and it's like a.
I didn't know.
I don't either.
I haven't
What
even
I
listened
find
to my rap
interesting
from last year.
is that the North Carolina girls understand the Arkansas girl.
Oh yeah, we are one.
It's a radio, not a radio. What did you say?
Radio. Radio. I knew what I was talking about. You go away in your little tile up there, ma'am. You were late. If I could kick you off. No.
Listen, we're from North
I know,
Carolina.
I
We don't
was
get to pick on
late.
people and how they say certain words, okay? Because there's plenty of room over here.
How do you say
can't-
O-I? How do you say O-I-L?
Cool.
Girl, you know how we say it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Avis, how do you say it?
Oil.
Oil.
Mm-mm.
Why are there so
It's
many
oil.
syllables in the way that you say it?
Do you see? Look at that
know.
oil.
Oil.
I don't know.
It's oil.
That's my favorite thing to pick on Cara about. Sometimes I look at her and I say, "You got to take the Arkansas out of that word." I have no idea what you're saying.
You and Nina Barlow, y'all can go away. It's fine. I don't need it.
It's funny. I grew up right outside of Hickory. Like, I'm in Charlotte now, but I grew up right outside of Hickory in Lenoir, actually. So all those places
Okay.
you named, I'm like, oh, I've been all over all those.
Yeah.
Do y'all
All
have
of
any
us are
trips though
pretty.
planned this year? Other than, I know you said that y'all weren't really gonna try to travel too much this way or out west for the training. So are y'all gonna do anything? Are y'all gonna plan a trip to work on the Rebel while y'all are there?
I think we're trying to get together for spring break and head out that direction. I don't know how far out that direction we'll end up, but we're trying to head out that way, find some sand and some trouble to get into.
Where's the closest sand to y'all?
The Outer Banks of North Carolina, they allow some beach driving depending on certain parts. The southern part of the state, Fort Fisher, has an area, an OHV area, and then up north a little bit has some OHV roads. It's a sand road that you can drive on.
But at Fort Fisher, do they have dunes?
No, just a lot of the entrance to the beach, and then some of the backside is really chopped up and really soft. So I feel like that'll give us some good opportunities for recovery and how to dig ourselves out of sand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I spent a lot of vacationing time out on the Outer Banks on the the sand beaches and stuff, driving around.
Isn't that a show?
And driving the dunes and the that was a show, yeah. And the sand is different there.
Yes, it's very different.
It's a lot coarser. But yeah.
And North Carolina is very, a lot of the dunes are protected. So even if we can find dunes, you definitely are not allowed to drive on them because of the erosion.
Yeah. And I don't think, I'm trying to think, like, where are the first set of dunes that you guys could actually drive on?
I mean, there's some in Michigan. There's some in
I would say
Oklahoma,
Michigan's
I
probably
think.
the closest, but that's still a nearly probably 2-day drive.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It'll be fine. You've done Glamis. You kind of
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Jill, you've trained in the sand.
Yeah.
So you can help Daisy know how. How much what is your off-roading experience, Daisy?
I mean, she's won Artemis twice. So.
I know.
I can drive over and through anything on the East Coast if there's rocks and mud involved.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Mud can be a thing because that can
can't
slow
say
you
that
down.
I've done sand a lot. Not very much at all. But that's all right.
Yeah.
I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
It'll be fine.
A year ago, I had never had the experience really with the big sand dunes. And going out last year, the biggest thing I learned was how to see the lines and the paths to take. And I'm hoping that I can translate that to Daisy. Once we get out into the sand, I know what I'm looking for, and I know how to read the different colors of the sand, the harder sand, the soft stuff. So I'm hoping that we can get a game plan together, and that I can help navigate her through the sand dunes in that regard.
Well,
and
even
we can swap if there's days where she's like, all right, this is more than I can handle, then we'll swap roles that day. But we're, that's why we're trying to train ourselves to be versatile so that we can cover those bases.
Well, Benzie, the 1 year that Benzie, like, didn't she, I don't know if she won, Avis, you probably know.
Stage.
She won her stage, and she didn't even go into, like, the major stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's all about picking your battles there.
Yeah, because like the X's, like the blues and the X's tend to be deeper in. So like it's just also about of us assessing the day and how we're feeling, and then just going after what we're comfortable with.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll probably nail more of the ones that you're comfortable with, rather than having to get frustrated and exhausted and maybe dig and, take time. Like, what's the point of that if you're not wanting to do that anyway? So.
Yeah. Exciting. Well, I'm very excited for you guys. Do you have any other questions? Little baby rookies? That just doesn't sound right, because I know you guys have been a team and so many other things that already is giving you like a leg up. Just knowing how to be a team is
huge.
A crazy advantage.
Being close to each other is an advantage.
Yeah, that too.
We do have an incredible team dynamic. It's part of why I know that we'll be just fine. Not that it won't be challenging. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be the hardest thing we've ever done, I'm sure. But together we can do literally anything. We're a perfect balance, great team. And it kind of happened by accident, but I don't want to team up with anybody else doing anything like this.
Yeah.
Aww. I can't wait to do the interview with y'all post rally. Being like,
she's like, you're gonna sound so different.
Please still be talking to each other.
We'll just still be talking to each other. I don't know. We were in some very stressful situations over the years in the rallies that we have done. So I think we can overcome anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's important to know how to read each other, Like when she's amped up, I know to be calm and just kind of work that through. Yeah, I'm stressed out too, but we can't both do that because we get nowhere. And I think she understands that too. So we have that. I don't think that that's going to be tested in this scenario, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. It will be tested. Everything will be tested. But you guys already have that nice foundation. You've been through stressful things and come out on the other side stronger and still friends. So I think that's amazing. So, but yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys on the starting line. Hopefully we'll see you guys at some training. You have to come out at least once.
You'll at least come to Avis's, maybe.
There you go.
We'll see
Or
what
if
we
Mandy
can
and
come up
Alex, if Mandy and Alex put on one on the East Coast, that'd be nice. I'd like to go. I didn't get to do that last year with them.
Yeah. Didn't they did it at UWari, didn't they?
Yeah, Alex and I have already been chatting about getting the property again and doing a training. We have the maps, we have enduros, we have all that. We just need to see if we can snag some time on that property. I've also talked with her about even if we can't get a property, at least meeting up at the Apex Overland shop and doing like a navigation classroom. I have a small obstacle course there on the property too, so it'll give people a chance to do practice some of the off road functions. We don't really have trails; it's small, but we have an obstacle course, and then also I've got a couple people that are willing to help if we want to do like a field repair class, just teaching some basic 101 vehicle maintenance and trail pit fixes and stuff like that. So I've got some stuff in the works. I've been talking with Alex, and I've joined a couple Facebook groups trying to just we'll see what comes of it. But I'm definitely looking to put together or be a part of some North Carolina training this year.
Yeah,
that'd be
that's
awesome.
amazing. The East Coast really needs more of that. So
yeah, I know we
definitely
have
growing.
rebels in Florida and New Jersey and Maryland and Virginia, and so I think North Carolina is a central point too that everybody can kind of come together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you could just hang around each other, I mean, the knowledge that you get from being just hearing people's experiences and what works for them, it's
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I said, even
Yeah.
if we can just do a navigation classroom on one Saturday at the shop, then I feel like that would be a good experience for people as well.
Yep, I agree.
Amazing. All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to wrap us up. Our time is coming to an end. I thank you guys so much for giving us your time this evening. I am sorry for being
Thank you
late.
for giving us your time, Avis.
Oh, yeah. This was fun. Kara thinks she's funny, doesn't she?
Just today. Just today.
Just today. Oh, only today. Anyways, I thank you guys again, and we look forward to seeing you on the starting line, if not before.
Thank
Yes.
you.
It was good meeting you officially.